Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. My name is David Hodge, active NGO warrior, representing Master Suleiman, the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals. This is wartime. Today my topic is Laodicea of the seven churches. Before I start, I'd like to remind my people about the Holocaust. The Holocaust. This is the black man and woman of America's true experience, but they whitewash it and call it slavery. Some might ask, what's the problem with calling our experience slavery, brother? I mean, that is what we went through, right? Yes, correct. We did go through slavery. But that's not it. That's not all that we went through. But that's what they're telling you. But it was a part two to what we went through. And that's the part that they're hiding from you. That's the part that they're keeping from us, their children. Stopping the world from knowing who they truly are and what they did to God's people. This what you see was right here in front of you, brothers and sisters. These illustrations, these photos, these pictures, the Holocaust. You see, they leave out the affliction, the terror, the torture, the torment. And say that your experience was just slavery. But nowhere in the definition does it cover any of these things. Misery, oppression, murder, rape, genocide. It don't cover any of those things, brothers and sisters. That's exactly why that word, slavery, isn't a good definition or expression of our true experience. Because it doesn't entail, it doesn't include, it doesn't cover the entire experience. It just covers the 1% that we went through, which was the economic side. It was maximum profit, minimum overhead, meaning they gave you the bare minimum. They gave you just enough to survive. The scraps, the hand-me-downs, the stuff they didn't want, turning you into human garbage disposal. You see? So if you don't know about your full experience, why would the enemy tell you? If you leave it up to them to tell you, then you believe that your experience was only slavery. If you listen to them, you believe that you were just a slave. No good, sinful, and wicked. You see, given a second chance at life by the hands of these Caucasians. You see, being brought here in this land, in a corporation, a system that incorporates owning black, no good, worthless slaves who were expected to work tirelessly in enduring exhausting labor and being restricted of freedom, being owned legally by other people, Caucasian people, by law. This is by law, brothers and sisters. Being enslaved and held and owned as human chattel or property of the United States of America, in bondage, being held, being captured as uncivilized savages and taken to the nation that's blessed by God. To give us an opportunity that God himself wouldn't even give us, according to these devils. You see? So these people, they took you from your own environment and brought you here, placing you on plantations, taking your names away from you, and replacing them with their names to show their ownership of you. These Caucasians legally owned you. You were under their control, under their rule, under their say-so, what they say go, underneath their thumb, and forced to work and obey their every command, their authority, forcing you into servitude with little as pay, giving you the bare minimum in the form that they choose. And no matter how exhausted you were, how tired, how sleepy, how weak you felt, how sick you was, you were forbidden to quit your service. And that's what they'll tell you that 100% of your experience was. Just slavery. They do that to dumb down your experience, brothers and sisters, to keep you under control, keep you from finding out the truth, keep you programmed. That's what happened when they brought us here. They programmed us. Took them 64 years to do it from the time of 1555. Then servitude started. So they do it to keep you programmed, prevent you from thinking, keep you from connecting yourself to the people enslaved and inflicted in the Bible. So you don't connect yourself to Genesis, to the Abrahamic covenant. You see? So you don't know that we're living out the Bible. And it's a lie that it's past tense. We've been living out the Bible. That we're the people in Exodus. Meaning to exit. Meaning we're getting out of here. Meaning we have reward. You see? So why would that same enemy tell you all the horrible things they did to you and they still have you here under their control? Why would they upset you? Why would they break your programming? You see? Why would they wake you up? If you sleep, why would they wake you up? Easy to take out the enemy if he sleep. Why wake you up? What sense does that make? Don't make any. So don't tell them. Don't tell them that you raped and murdered them. Try to annihilate them. You see? You don't tell them that. You don't tell them that you fed them pig shit, cow shit. You don't tell them you turned them into animals. You see? You don't tell them that you stripped them of everything they had and turned them into Negro bots. Program niggas. You turned them into niggas. They wasn't like that when they came here. You exploited them, experimented on them, sodomized, castrated them. You don't tell them stuff like that. Why would you tell them that? Why would you tell them that you molested their children and cut their kids up and fed them to gators? Why would you tell them that? Why would you tell them that you raped their women and made them bear their seed? They demon children, half devil, half man. wolves in sheep clothing, Oreos, tar babies, black on the outside, white on the inside, house niggas. Why would you tell them that? That they're plagued with demons because they raped the black woman. And they try to annihilate us and keep us from reproducing. Why do they tell you that? They had you locked up in cages, shacks, sheds, separate from the black woman. And they had first dibs on her. And she had to sneak around to make sure we were still alive. That's why we're still here, brothers and sisters, because the black woman did her job. If it weren't for her, we wouldn't be alive. She's our true savior. See, she stood up for us. She followed her heart. She did what she was supposed to do. She was a true warrior. Because it was up to Master, up to Massa, we wouldn't even be here. Because he's been trying 24/7 to annihilate you, wipe you out, take you out of existence, kill you. You understand, brothers and sisters? They've killed us in the hundreds to 200 millions along our journey. It's 34 million so-called blacks, but we know that half is Massa's children. So that means 17 million are Massa's children. We're plagued by demons. There's only 17 million of us left. They've killed us in 100 to 200 millions during this journey. If we give them any more time, we're going to be completely wiped out. You understand? Which is not going to happen. But that's what they want to do. That's what they plan on doing. Getting rid of the evidence. Trying to escape from consequence. Trying to get away from judgment. But you see that they're not getting away with it. They know they're not getting away with it. But that's not going to stop them from trying to get rid of you. You can't get rid of consequence. They can't even if they get rid of us, they couldn't get rid of the consequence that came with what they did to us because they exceeded the limits. They were told not to touch us. They were told not to kill us. They were told these certain things not to do, and they still did it. And it was death. That's what said what would happen to them. Death. If they did these things. And now they're in that time and they know it. That's what happened. When COVID-19 came in, they knew exactly what time it was. They know about the covenant. They know about them being judged. They knew what happened. They were taught Exodus out the womb. These people ain't stupid. They follow the Bible. They know what's going on. It's just we don't. We don't know who we are. But we have to find out real soon, brothers and sisters. Okay. With that said, brothers and sisters, we're going to get started.